this lovely person, Mike Johnson, Mike No Johnson, as he is being called by the right wing because they are perpetually caught in a hate machine and they can't even like their own. And apparently he's pissed because Zelensky went to an ammunition factory in Pennsylvania, and it's a swing state, and there were no Republicans invited, and therefore it was a campaign thing. So he is demanding that Zelensky fire Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, Oksana Makarova, who, let's see, because A, it was in Pennsylvania, but that's where the fucking factory is. B, no Republicans were invited, largely because a lot of them are traitors and might give away the game. You know, maybe they're just concerned for his safety, perhaps. Who's he gonna invite? Chip fucking Roy? Jim Jordan? You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, he demands that Oksana Makarova be fired. She will not be. This is a bunch of silliness. He can kiss my ass. And overall, let's see. I think. Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. Now, if I may, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into our. Which one are these? Oh, yes. Well, let's do double good news, can we? Right out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen. It's it's beanie time. It's fucking beanie time. It's Mr. Beanie time. We all cover up the top of our heads. Never forget to wear your beanie inside, even when you broadcast from, where the fuck is he? Texas? Is he just wear the beanie because he doesn't want to be bald like Joe Rogan and shave his head? Or if he's already shaved his head and he just doesn't want to, or is he just covering the scabs? I'm pretty sure he wears the beanie because he's got a lot of scabs up there because he's not very good at shaving his head. And so it's got a crust on it all the time. And there's kind of like a, you know, he doesn't want to have to, he's always getting pimples on it. So he has to cover it with the hat. That's what I heard. But apparently InfoWars is going to be shut down and auctioned off. Dibs on the big dumb desk. I'm just saying. Where's the auction happening? I want the big dumb desk, god damn it. So I can pry InfoWars off the front of it and put Infotainment Wars. Yeah? Okay, here we go. So this is Boo-hoo Fest. We won't do the whole thing because I don't have time for this shit.
Alex Jones's InfoWars will be auctioned off to pay Sandy Hook families.
Yeah! Yay! Hooray! I don't think that's not the reaction you were looking for. Let's see. How about why was that so quiet? Did that actually play? Hold on. Huh. Wait 1 second. All right, let's see. This audio going through here. There's the thing. And then that's going in there. Oh, I see. It didn't go into the 3. I don't know why. Oh, because you need to click this part. There you go. Now, this is better. Ooh, that was very loud. Sorry. But now you get it. Now it works.
A sale of the InfoWars website and other property is set for November and could determine...
All right. Add that to my calendar, S-lady on computer.
...the conspiracy theorist's fate as a broadcaster. Let me just...
Why? Oh, maybe it's the broadcasting part, because you can stream through your fucking phone and it doesn't matter.
Press this to the machine. You can't stop Alex Jones. You will never...
Actually, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. By the way, even this filter is making my fucking head hot. Okay.
Never stop Alex Jones. Nothing you do will ever shut down Alex Jones.
Oh, well, they're not trying to kill him, dumb fuck. They're just selling off the stake in his gear and all that and his studio stuff because he tormented children. Yeah. I'll open up window for a guest, please. Oh, is there? I see. Hold on. Is there a guest? Oh, do I have the potential for guestages because it's my birthday? Is that what's happening? Oh my gosh. Hold on. This is the thing. Wait 1 second. Control. There you go. And enable. And is the whoop. And okay. It is now open. I don't know what it is, but I'm very excited about the prospect. I think. All right. Guest window is open. We should see. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to be on the show today. So exciting. Because there he is. Look at it, Boston Brian coming in here. God damn it! Hold on. Making me work on my goddamn birthday, and I don't mind because I love this man, and I'm going to bring him in here and pop in here and put this in here and paste and hit OK, and then I'm going to change the name because this is definitely not Philip Ittner. There you are. Can you hear me? Okay, now I can't hear you. Hold on. I got to fix that. I'll fix that on my end. 1 second. Ta-da. Check, check.
Check, check. Mike, check.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
There he is. Hi. Look at you.
How are you,
okay.
sir? I promise I won't take up much of your time. I know you're busy. You got dinner tonight. I just wanted to come on and wish you and your mom a happy birthday. And,
Thank
from the
you.
sparklers, the people that can't come on and wish you a happy birthday that are just dying to do so. So I've even kind of practicing. So I hope your mom, does your mom watch the show? If she doesn't, she can play this back. So, Mom, just for you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. So, just from me. I love you guys. Thank you. Yeah. Somehow you managed to create just a wonderful thing in your son here, which is just a perfect amalgamation of everything that is good in this world. So I appreciate you.
That's so true. And yet,
I threw on my beanie for Tim.
I appreciate that. But that's that's kind of cruel, don't you think? I mean, it's the because you got there it is, the Ukraine thing on top.
It's just for him. Just for him. I want him to know that. Not everybody looks as bad in a beanie as he does, and
that's right.
He's got the Ukraine on it just so it pisses him off just a little bit more. So I threw it on just for you. I saw you were watching this.
It's a very difficult thing. Hold on 1 second. So I gotta say, I think you and I are both relishing the fact that that Alex Jones is finally, after all of his torment of the families at Sandy Hook and all that shit, is finally getting some comeuppance. Because can I just say for the record, fuck that dude. He's an awful, awful person, and Alex Jones is bad. No, what I'm saying.
So listen, you just call me whatever day you're going to pick up his desk, right? You just call me because you're gonna need a few people to get that one in the truck. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to drive down to fucking I don't know where we go. We're gonna drive down.
I don't know how Tim does it, dude.
I don't either. I think he has the same pores as a dolphin. Either that or he starts and ends every show by panting, because that's how he gets.
And I'm sorry to drop in on you, but I know.
Don't apologize. I'm glad to see you, my friend. It's a totally good thing, and I'm very happy about it. And it's nice to see you. And I wish I could see you in person. I wish we could all go out to dinner. But it's one of those things about having what's effectively a mega worldwide friendships as well. Is that I have, I consider you a good friend, my friend, and you and I have only been in the same room maybe 3 or 4 times, and that's a good sign,
definitely not
right?
Enough.
Yeah.
And just so you know, the feeling is very mutual. I am very appreciative of the opportunity to not only be in the show, but I know probably the first time I came on the show, like halfway through, you were probably still looking like, who the fuck is this? Like, why is this? Like,
not me,
why is
my
he
friend.
on the show again?
Oh, no. Not any stretch, by any stretch. Hold on. I'm now you've got me messing with your chroma key so that I can improve on it. That's just how my brain works. There we go.
I know. I'm sorry.
No,
This happens every time. Your brain only works in one way, and everything has to be perfect.
So yes, I'm going to have some like surf and turf tonight. I think Summer's taking me for surf and turf. I don't know exactly where we're going, but I don't want to know, quite frankly. One of my things about birthday dinners is I always want to be blindfolded. It's not quite a fetish.
Isn't that just supposed to stay at home, though?
No, it isn't. I mean, look, No Diddy, but it's
tough to eat surf and turf with handcuffs on, hell.
You get used to it. Also,
either that you're getting fed.
Yeah. Also, they're the fur cuffs. Actually, hold on. That's
less
not even
chafing,
true at all.
Less
that's
chafing
not,
for sure.
Yeah, less chafing. I'm a big fan of Les Chafing. He's amazing. Oh yeah, here you go. Hold on. I gotta show you something. This is how. Wait. This is how. This is how nerdy we are in this family. That I use the binders from Star Trek.
No, you know what? I saw your mind, the wheels turning up here when Phil showed you the wristlets he got you from Ukraine, and I'm like, I can see the wheels turning. Like, how can I tie those together?
These are the same ones they used on Chewbacca. I'm just saying.
Wait, isn't that your safe word?
Yeah. But it's really hard to do when you have a ball gag in. I've noticed it's just a complicated thing. But yeah, these are.
Oh man, I didn't TMI. Real things. I really did.
TMI. I will say the great thing about these things is you can get yourself out. That if you're ever you're like most of these things.
Fun. Yeah. I don't know what the. That's just
I agree. Yeah. I mean, again, if you're. It doesn't really do you a good if you have a safe word and your partner is in a vinyl hood because you can't really hear anything, you know.
No, correct.
And you're yelling orange.
Around.
Yeah, you're yelling orange. They think you're saying porridge. They run to the kitchen. And you're like, no.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges.
Right? And
well, on one serious note, before I take off, because I'll let you get back to your show, and it goes along with what you're watching with Tim Pool and the other idiots that were caught up in that shit storm. Yeah. I have noticed, especially in Donald Trump's last appearance, his most recent speech, the one that he just did today.
Yeah.
He used the most blatant and prolonged segment of direct Russian propaganda that he's ever used since he entered politics. And I think he's really been ramping this whole, like, Ukraine's a lost cause. Today he said that all the cities in Ukraine were burnt to the ground besides Kyiv. He said that the Ukrainians lost their heritage. He said they've lost the will to fight. He said that millions are dead. On the Ukrainian side, I don't know if he was trying to just sum up the whole war in general, but there's a lot more Russians dead than there are Ukrainians. I can tell you that much.
Right.
With this whole Tim Pool thing going on, with you can see the tentacles. You can see the tentacles of Russia really trying to get a stranglehold on this election as we get closer.
No, hold on. Now, Boston Brian, are you trying to tell me that if somebody came to you and I and said that we're going to get together a bunch of liberal and progressive talkers together, uniform in their thought and in their political experience, but we're not going to pay you guys to make the kind of videos you normally make. We're going to pay you no-show videos with no product, no call to action, that has no basement on viewership, so they can have 2 viewers, 5 or 1 billion. It doesn't matter. We're still going to pay $100,000 a video that you wouldn't go, that sounds completely on the up and up. That sounds completely reasonable to me.
I cover this on my podcast, on my show, and the amount of times I said red flag, if I just got $1 for every time I said red flag, and because I was reading the indictment and what they were going through and how, Dave Rubin, or Dave Rubles, as you like to call him, literally Googled, like he was so curious about this that he didn't know who the guy was, couldn't get any information on it. He literally went as far as to I'm going to Google this and I'm going to try to find something. He still couldn't find anything. That's when he then was sent over that ridiculously generic
one sheet, the AI one sheet.
Right. You know what's big in Russia is people on Instagram posing on private jets that literally don't even leave the tarmac ever. You can just pay, go on a private jet, take a couple pictures, post it on your Instagram, and you're all set. So it wouldn't be hard for whatever actor that was in that, or whatever AI generated photograph that was, to just come up with a generic, we're building together a group of, what's the word they use there? Not hetero something. I forget the word they use.
Oh yeah.
Dave Rubles loves using it in his
heterogeneous. Defense. It was it's basically they all think the same. All of them have the same belief about specifically Ukraine, which is why, I think that became crucial. Every single one of these motherfuckers, they may vary on whether they thought Mike Johnson or McCarthy should have been swapped out. They're all, even I think Dave Rubles is on the fence about Trump sometimes, right? He's not all in the way Tim Pool is. Tim Pool allegedly calls himself an independent, which is just fucking bullshit.
Well, it's tough as a gay man with adopted kids to go full in on the whole Trump thing, let me tell you.
Sure.
Not that I know from experience, but just from the outside looking in, I could probably tell you that the death threats he was getting as he was going through his whole adoption process from the same people he now fucking defends, I can tell he wasn't really happy with that whole situation.
Right. But it's all those guys, the one thing they do share is their desire for Ukraine to lose this war. And that was the thing where Lauren Chen and her husband could corral them together and go, hey, guys, we just want to throw you $100,000 fucking dollars a video with no basement as far as viewership. It doesn't have to clear 10,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 or 1 million views to get that $100,000. You don't have to promote it at all.
There's no downside to it.
No
whatsoever.
prep, no work. It's slapdash as fuck. You can just do whatever you want with it.
So
then
there's only two answers for it. You either knew exactly what the fuck was going on, or you are the most incompetent son of a bitch that has ever fucking been in this arena, ever. I mean, you just cannot pass up that many red flags and be like, "This is definitely on the board.
It's full of plausible. The middle road would be you create enough plausible deniability for yourself that you'll have an out. And when it comes to Dave Rubin, say, Googling the dude who was feeding all this alleged money, this fake dude who was feeding money to tenant media that was going to
whatever the fuck his name
right,
was,
yeah, who doesn't exist anyways. By Googling him, getting this one sheet and going, okay, I did my bullshit due diligence that will cover my ass. Or in the case of Tim Pool with this like Russia sucks, Putin can lick my balls kind of statement.
Just so you know, he couldn't find anything on the Google. He found absolutely no information.
Right.
So then he went back to Lauren Chen and was like, "Listen, I need something. I need a meeting. I need to.
My lawyer says I need you to cover my ass because he's throwing fucking red flags on the ground everywhere we go."
So that's when he was sent that fucking AI generated bullshit, generic 1 page. Like, wouldn't you want to see more information? Even if even if you did think that was legit, I would be like, "Is that it? Like that's what you're gonna send me? You're gonna send me the flyer to his fucking photo sheet? You know what I mean?
No,
like his
it
photo
ain't
album?
enough. Especially if you go, hey, who else is involved in this? And you go, what do we all have in common? We're all on the same political side, but the one thing we agree on is Ukraine, and this dude fucking mystery guy who's feeding money to Lauren Chen, who got basically
a French benefactor is what they were told.
Bounced out of fucking Canada because of her pro-Russian ties as well. Oh, God. So again,
it makes Tim Pool banging on the table saying that Ukraine is our biggest enemy or the biggest problem. It makes a lot more sense now. I can tell you that.
Well, and also again, him being able to him saying that up till the point they get caught, and now he's blathering on about fuck Russia in like 3 tweets and then back to normal is basically because you have a disavow clause. None of these people are true believers. They're paid.
I think that's instruction number 3 on the Kremlin propaganda playbook they send to these people. What you're going to do is you're going to put out 3 or 4 tweets that say fuck Russia, fuck Putin, Russia sucks, something like that, and then you're going to slowly back into the same bullshit that we were spewing before. That way you have some plausible deniability, and then you can go back and point to these tweets later on and say, look, I said fuck Russia at this time here, so clearly I'm not all in for Russia, Yeah,
they try to like almost backdate a bunch of like get out of jail free cards. And Alex Jones did this.
It's real tradecraft that has been developed by the Kremlin and in other countries around the world. I mean, Mossad, all these agencies around the world that have developed these ways to control the minds of large swaths of people into to get into the psyche and the society of a country, and to really split it up and try to divide the people. You know what I mean? So it's like they know how to make you so you can cover your ass, even though it's pretty blatant that you are doing something that is pro-Russia. You know what I mean? So it's like they know how to play the game. They're not stupid. They've been doing this for a long time.
And again, if you have in country in Russia, whenever they have people who are supposed to be these propaganda talking people, like the mill bloggers that are in the Ukrainian territories that Russia has taken. Those people have to be on the team. And if they vary at all, they end up chucked out a fucking window because they're supposed to be, part of not the Ruska Mir, and they're supposed to be, all believers in this. But the purchased, the sort of sock puppets like Benny Johnson, like Tim Pool, like Dave Rubles, that crowd, they don't have to, if they're caught, they can disavow. They can pull a Peter to Jesus, right? They can just go, they can deny 3 times. They don't get in any trouble at all.
That's baked into the plan, though. That's right. Baked into the whole plan. That's the whole reason they picked these idiots. Do you know what I mean? And did this whole process of faking, the guy and giving him bullshit here and lying to them here. Like, that is baked into the whole plan. Like, we're going to lie to you throughout this whole fucking thing. You're going to have, we're going to send you some bullshit. And at the end, you're going to have a way to say, I had absolutely no idea. I'm the victim here. And I mean, rightfully so, but that does not mean that they're not stupid. That does not mean that they're not just.
Yes, they can be, they can be conniving, cruel, grotesque, pro-rapist monsters and be dumb also. I mean, thank God, because that's the definition of MAGA. Now, real quick, somebody, Scott, thank you for the super chat. He says, as soon as you get a chance, watch Andrew Sorkin's interview on MSNBC with Beat with Ari. Andrew makes a great case of why the Harris economic plan will be far better than Trump's. Yes, I agree on all fronts. I've been looking into this anyways, and even fucking Bloomberg, Market Watch, all the normals except for Maria Bartiromo are saying it's going to be fucking amazing, and even she knows she should.
Do you know what the most constant thing on the fucking screen of Fox News has been for the last 3.5 years?
What?
That little fucking green thing in the corner.
Yes. Right.
That little fucking green arrow that points up in the corner of the Fox News fucking ticker on the bottom. That's the most constant thing that has been on the screen of Fox News in the last fucking 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing has been more constant. Nothing has been more fucking. It's going to be there every day. And nothing. I mean, I think one of them hit a record high for 41. For the 41th record that they've had. The other one has had like 36 records. So that means 41 times Maria Bartiromo has had to open her show with like
it's so
cringy
good
face. You know what I mean?
So good. Yeah,
and then there was a good one the other day that I saw where I forget, Fox Business. It was a Fox Business show that was actually it was just the show just before Kudlow.
Okay.
Because they cut to Kudlow. They were talking about how well the stock market was doing on the show that ended.
Right.
Cut to Kudlow. Kudlow is talking about how, the disaster that Biden and Harris is leaving, whatever administration may come, the financial disaster. So it's like, the last show literally just ended talking about how well the stock market has been doing, the record highs. It's unbelievable the shit that they can spew on there, and they don't feel any shame. Like there's no shame. There's fucking
we talk about during the and by the way, I'm 100% cool with this being the show right now. I hope everybody home is good with that because this is great. Dude. I love this and thank you, and it's a great birthday gift just to have you on. Absolutely. The how we talk about at the debates and stuff like that there should be a live fact check going on. The irony is there's always one on Fox Business and Fox News, and it doesn't fucking matter anyways. It's that green arrow. They're always being fact checked by the fucking the Dow continuing to go up, right? And yet they'll just see
wah, the world's on fire as the little ticker in the side keeps going up and up and up. You know what I mean? They're like, fucking the world's ending, shit's ending. Yeah. What's going on with this? And even though we've created, 19 million jobs, and Donald Trump loves to harp on the 818,000 that were revised by the administration themselves, not by anybody else. It's not like a leaker came out and was like, hey, they're trying to steal and add a fucking, somehow they're going to add less than 1 million jobs onto 19 million, and they think that's going to make a difference.
Jesus. Well, and on top of that, and I saw another super chat go by. I just wanted to say thank you. It went by so fast I couldn't see who it is, but thank you. I'll check in on those as best I can at the end of the show. But in watching them kind of react to this whole, especially Trump with this, we're a nation in decline shit, and I'm like, did any of the maggots have a disconnect in their head when they're watching Monday night or Sunday night football, where the stands are literally fucking full. Not a single ticket in that place goes for less than $50. Most of them go for over $200. They're fucking jam-packed with people.
The Bruins,
Uh-oh.
preseason tickets were over $100.
Uh-oh, hold on. I'm being...
Hi, Summer.
Summer's walking in. Look at that.
There you go.
Happy birthday to me.
To you.
You don't hear me
Happy
sing, right?
birthday
to me.
you.
It's going to catch fire.
I know.
Happy birthday,
Happy
dear
birthday.
Helena's mom.
I made a wish. I
Happy
did.
birthday to you.
Aw.
Yeah.
You're
Thanks,
so awesome,
babe.
Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How wonderful are you?
Boston Brian's saying hi, and he's saying you're awesome. And
Hi.
yeah, there she is. Yay. Thanks, babe.
Do you want a piece of this now?
And a little bit. I will have it right before we go to dinner.
Is she
so that I
talking
can
about
fill
the
up.
cake, Hal?
Yes,
Ask her if she's talking about the
she's
cake.
talking about the cake. Not, yeah, because that's always a yes. It's always sorry. Hold on, wait. I think I have a. Nope, that won't work. I'll have to just go to this one. There. We'll be back after these. These after these messages. We'll be right back. All right, hold on. Now I have to find my way back to that because I don't normally. There we go. So, yeah, that's my nothing bunt cake. That there's a place called Nothing Bunt Cakes that we get cakes from.
Should be a bunting nun cake.
Fronting nuns. Oh, I'm not going. No, I don't even have the nut warning on this. You're lucky. Now you've just reminded me I have to add the nut warning to the guest news thing in case we run into Trump. There's that redacted fucker. Yeah. It's so funny because it's almost like I think the gift today is that I'm not having to listen to Tim Pool's voice right now. So where were we?
I'll let you go, buddy. I'll let you go. I'll let you
all.
get into a little bit of Tim Pool, and then you can go have some have a lovely dinner with Summer. I just wanted to pop in and say happy birthday to you, and also to your mom, and thank you for everything you do and the time you spend, keeping everybody informed and entertained, and making this so that it's it's edible to people, so that they can digest this bullshit and the boringness that should be United States politics, even though it's turned into this fucking circle jerk of a fucking freak show. But the things that you do, and the sparklers were in fucking full force at the Geeks for Harris, the Geeks and Nerds for Harris thing.
I love that.
I mean, the chat just lit up as soon as you went off, so that was awesome to see. You did an amazing job. So just thank you for everything you do. It's becoming more and more important that people like you and people like the Sparklers continue to stay involved. Make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure you have a plan to vote. Make sure you know where your voting stations are and what dates your mail-in votes have to be in by. Go over your ballots 100 times. Do it slowly and methodically, and fill out every line. Make sure you're spelling everything correctly. All the numbers are correct.
They will use anything they can to toss it out.
Your I's are dotted.
Yeah.
Anything. Don't give them any excuse to throw that to the side and prolong what would be your fucking right to cast a vote in this country. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Would be fantastic. I do a show.
Absolutely.
It's at 11 a.m. on Sundays now. I'm trying to find a more permanent time because I was bouncing around and the NFL started and I was at the same time. Yada, yada, yada. But Sundays, Blunt Politics, that's me, Boston Brian. I appreciate it. Hal, I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sparklers, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much.
I will
dude.
gladly.
Sorry, I don't mean to take up this much amount of time every time. I really say
aren't.
I'm coming on to say happy birthday, and that's it, and it never fucking happens.
But that's because you and I have too much to talk about, and we don't get to talk nearly enough. So fear not.
Right.
Love you, brother, and I'll gladly come on your show sometime and bring a crowd of sparklers over there as best I can too.
Please do, because right now you're kind of hogging the people on the internet. Please.
That's true. It is even
if you
outside.
could toss
it's packed.
just a couple my way, that would be fantastic.
I'm sorry. You know what it is? Is it gets so packed in the internet that nobody can move. So even if you open up one of the doors,
did you hear my new opening to my show? Welcome to the second best live stream on the history of the internet.
Well, I look. I didn't stumble upon the title of greatest live stream in the history of the internet. I seized it with both hands, and I
just don't Boston Brian as well as Hal Sparks can Hal Sparks. I just don't Boston Brian that well, I guess.
It's very difficult for a lot of, you can't. Boston Brian cannot Hal Sparks as well as Hal Sparks can when I'm Hal Sparks.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Get to Tim Fool, that stupid son of a bitch, and make sure that, everybody notices the Russian propaganda rise, and make sure you're calling this shit out, please. It's very, very important that we, continue to keep the Ukrainians on the minds of Americans and to make sure that they know exactly how important it is to keep funding them, to keep supplying them, whatever it needs, whatever it takes right now. Now's the time. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Okay, look, and he kicked himself out because he knew I never would, because I would do I'll do a Midwestern goodbye and keep him here all day. I didn't even get to say hello to Boston Brian. I was gonna say something, and then he left. Boston Brian, man, I just want to come up there and have a little Thai iced tea up there, or no? What is it, Boston? What's a Boston? If a Long Island iced tea is a tea, then what a Boston tea is like? You spill it. How does that work? I don't know. Oh, my girl, bring it. Look at this. She brought me a piece of cake. Yeah, that's true. I believe me, it won't be a problem. I'm very hungry, but I will. I need some. Hold on. I have to, as part of my OnlyFans, play some slow brew. You brought it. Don't make me. Give me that. What are you doing, face? Did you bring enough for everybody? No. Rolling lint and eating cake. That's what I do. Yeah, she did bring me a plastic fork. That's good. Because she doesn't want to. I mean, it is my birthday, but she doesn't want to do dishes. That's sweet. I managed to get 3 bites out of it, and I think I'm about to enter a diabetic coma. I don't know. So, that's okay with you guys? He's just going to sit there, eat one of my relatives live on camera, and you guys are going to be okay with that. That's what you're going to do. That's how you think this should go. Why aren't you ashamed of yourselves? Good Lord. You sicken me, and you sicken my entire family. How can you support this? I don't know. Sorry. Never eat cake in front of Salty Cupcake. He gets very... I mean, it's uncomfortable. I can understand. It's like eating ostrich in front of chickens. They get the point. You know what I mean? All right, back to the show. Let's do a show. And then, because I was celebrating as much as when our dear friend Boston Brian showed up, I was celebrating the fact that this dickhead over here is miserable because this dickhead over here is having to sell his fucking $1 billion dick pill business to pay the families that he tormented after the deaths of their children. So fuck both of them.
Nothing. Now, I do find this interesting because I have to wonder who is going to dare help Alex Jones pay his debts.
What do you mean, by buying the shit? I don't think he's getting retail for this shit.
It's a bold undertaking. I'm like, imagine you're a media company and someone says, hey, Alex Jones, his company, they're going to sell off all this property to try and pay off his Sandy Hook debt. Mm-hmm. How would you like to give him a hand? wait, hold on a minute. Do you want to be a media company in any respect that is the one who provided the cash to Alex Jones to help pay down his debt?
Well, the debt is to families who lost their children. So it's not like you're giving him that money. That money is going to them. So yeah, stupid. God damn it. He always does it, ladies and gentlemen. He always lives up to the soundbite.
To be a moron. To be moronical. An imbecile. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
Yeah, stupid. Paying his debts means paying the Sandy Hook families. That's right. You could buy a bunch of gear and the money goes to the Sandy Hook families. Yeah, I'm fine with that, you dumb motherfucker. He didn't declare bankruptcy because he fell behind on a loan. He tormented the parents of dead children, you tit.
You bought his gear from him? You are using the InfoWars equipment? I don't know, man.
Yes, and the money you paid for it went to the families that lost their children. Fuck you, dummy. Here's the thing. Do you think he's not putting this together in his empty little dome? Seriously. Do you think Alex Jones takes that money and his lawyers do, or the courts do, they remove that money from his fucking bank accounts and hand it over to these families, and Alex Jones gets to take credit for it? What do you think? He's going to write off charity on his fucking taxes, you dickhead?
Perhaps there are liberals who are like, ha 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 ha, I got Alex Jones' camera. I can't imagine them wanting to use it. Going to people and be like, yeah, thanks to the hard work.
What? Why? You think the camera's what makes him look like that?
Of InfoWars and everything they built, we were able to get these discount cameras, and I was happy to provide cash to Alex Jones so that he could pay down his court debts.
His court debts. What would those court debts be? Oh, right, the money that was awarded to the Sandy Hook families. You fucking dummy. What? This isn't to pay off his lawyers. You're confusing him with Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to want to take that on.
God damn, this guy is stupid. Jesus Christ. Like, this is, I gotta say, and he seems convinced of this. Like, it would be one thing if he was, like Jesse Waters does a bunch of turd polishing for Trump on the regular. There are other people around Alex Jones who try to, make something of this. He looks like he actually thinks this. I don't know. I guess if I was caught in the tenant media thing, I would be appearing on camera saying stuff that is as dumb as possible so that I could plead idiocy in court.
The left is so censorious and so cancelous. I don't know what the right word is for it, but they're very...
What the fuck does gear have to do with anything? Cancelous? You think we cancel wires and gear too? You think that we're like superstitious about computer monitors seized from a business and sold? You think no liberal would go onto one of those government auction sites and buy a car that was driven by a drug dealer or some shit like that? Honestly.
Very much into canceling people. Do you really want to be the person that's using InfoWars equipment?
Yes, it would be fucking hilarious. Yeah. And knowing that the money for it, instead of just going to, like, I don't know, Best Buy or something, went to the Sandy Hook families? Yeah. What? Yes. They're liquidating his shit, stupid. Why is this weird? Why is he so dumb? How does this not make sense to him? The shit? Who the fuck would even know? Says Dana in her chair. I would tell people. If I bought one of those cameras, I was like, this is one of the Alex Jones things. When they fucking liquidated all of InfoWars, I bought a bunch of the shit and then I used it for my show and the money for it went to the Sandy Hook families. Awesome. Fuck you. By the way, selling all of that shit is not going to get him over the $1 billion hump, dum-dum. It's not like, oh, I see. So, after he went bankrupt and had to pay all this money, he went and sold everything, and so now you're filling his pockets again so he could buy new gear or some shit like that. No, dummy, this is part and parcel to everything.
Because you gave him the money for his debts?
No, you didn't give him his money for the debts. They liquidated his shit, and the money goes to the families. This is, I don't know. He keeps saying it like it's supposed to land, and I keep responding to it like he'll suddenly become aware.
I'm just saying.
You're just saying stupid shit. Like, honestly, even Tim Pool's viewers must be going, fuck, dude. Obviously, it goes to the Sandy Hook families. That's how all this shit works. It's true of when they, in a civil case, when they liquidate somebody's, holdings or any of that kind of shit, that's where it goes to them. Goes to the plaintiff.
But let's read this. Houston bankruptcy.
By the way, what's the option? You blow it up and the Sandy Hook family get nothing from it? Or you just dump the gear off at their house and they can start a show if they want it? What?
The judge ruled on Tuesday that assets from the conspiracy theorist Alex Jones' InfoWars empire can be auctioned off to help pay families of the Sandy Hook mass shooting victims.
Wait. Stupid. There it is. Hey, shithead. Did you see? To help pay families of the Sandy Hook mass shooting victims. That's where the money goes. You dumb motherfucker. Oh my God. This is.
You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
Victims, the defamation award he owes. The auction set for mid-November will...
He owes them. Look, fuck, man. You don't get to shave off the word to make your stupid pay his court debts bullshit fit. He owes them.
Will include InfoWars website, social media accounts, broadcasting equipment. You can't auction off social media accounts.
Yes, you can. You can sell them to like-minded people. Like if fucking the Blaze wants to buy the Alex Jones, and it's got all the followers, they're already there, and then it switches the name of it over to, I don't know, Blaze Red or something like that, and it's all their conspiracy shit, and they know those people will like that. That's how you do it. People, it's like buying a mailing list.
That's not allowed.
Yes, it is. It's a business one. It's not a personal one. He can keep his personal one, but the business one's the InfoWars one, and if he sells shit via his personal one, it becomes a business one. Fuck you.
Elon Musk can just go, no. Elon owns the X account. Sorry, nothing you can do about it.
Sorry, so Elon owns all of our X accounts and we can't do anything about it? That's better? What? All right. Fuck me. So, real quick, Tim Drool. So, Elon Musk owns the Timcast account, and if he wants to sell it, he can. That's how it works. Fucking hell. I didn't think it could get dumber.
Broadcasting equipment, product trademarks, and inventory owned by Free Speech Systems, InfoWars.
Mostly like dick pills that have traces of lead and cadmium in them.
Parent company. Mr. Jones's fate as a broadcaster most likely depends on who buys his business. Though the InfoWars name and assets are potentially
the parts of the business
of interest to a range of entities on the far right under the terms of the sales anyone can bid. And therein lies the big point. Do you think a liberal is going to go buy InfoWars? Maybe.
I mean, I already own infotainmentwars.com. And there's enough moron drift apparently in Alex Jones's followers that if I just set up the fucking website, own infowars.com and do a redirect, that every time he posts something, or some video floats around for the rest of time, that it would bounce people to that if they search it out? Fuck yes, you dumbass. Why wouldn't I? I don't give a fuck. That's like saying, would a liberal really buy Trump Vance 2024 and own that website? Yeah, to redirect it to a website that's a list of Trump's crimes against women and JD Vance's crimes against sofas. You dumb motherfucker. Oh, this is good.
AB, and then they'll redirect it to KamalaHarris.com or something. That
right.
They'd probably enjoy. But
yes. Just to make those people mad. Sure.
I can't imagine that they'd want to buy the equipment and trademarks and utilize them in any legitimate way.
Why? What? First of all, your lack of imagination is not our fucking problem, Tim. Just because you have no imagination and basically between your ears, there's like a fish bowl with no water in it. That's not on us. You do realize that, right? We're not responsible for your inability to comprehend reality or normalcy. What? And again, what the fuck? Who cares about the gear, you dumb motherfucker? Like I said, dibs on the desk.
You're more likely to see someone on the right take this up.
Yes. More than likely, the Daily Wire or the Blaze will buy the gear at 10 cents on the dollar because it's relatively new. Even to just have backups. Shit, they can write off the depreciation on the gear, stupid.
Because the money helps Alex pay down his debt, which probably never...
Again, it's not paying his fucking water bill, dum-dum. Nah, I'm kidding. He doesn't shower. His liquor bill. It's not paying his tab at the liquor store. It's paying the Sandy Hook families, and I'm fine with that. You know this camera I got? Yeah, the money I paid for is like, okay, imagine, all right, fuck, man. I don't even know why I'm having to explain. All right, let's say you go to a silent auction, probably heard of this, at a charity event. Yes? Now, I will say to everybody who's going to a charity event where they are auctioning things off, and you're looking at somebody who raised $250,000 for Prop 2 to create standards for how farm animals are treated in the state of California. When they were expecting to raise $50,000, I raised $250,000 by shaming rich people, I will have you know. But, and again, I also won on Celebrity Jeopardy and won $50,000 for Doctors Without Borders. That being said, not here just to toot my own horn. I'm just saying that this is the greatest live stream that has ever occurred. And Hal Sparks is better than anybody could possibly Hal Sparks. Now, Sparks faux wars. I'm not faux war, though. So, anyways, this is true. Let's say you do a silent auction. And the gear you buy, like somebody donates a camera or something like that, and you use it for your vlog, right? And you go, hey, where'd you get that nifty camera? And you go, well, I donated through a silent auction to GLAAD or to Human Rights Campaign or Wild Horse Ranch Rescue. And they got the money and I got the camera. What about the person who donated it? Well, they don't get the money or the camera. I guess they could write it off, but they're not part of that transaction. They just did it to be nice. Now, imagine if they were forced to donate it because they were fucking assholes like Alex Jones. And their stuff was effectively donated to the charity of Pay the Sandy Hook Families. And you could go to a silent auction at a charity for the Sandy Hook families and go, I want this little piece, and I want this little piece. And then you won because you bid the most, and you get to walk away with that shit. Does that clarify this at all? Dummy motherfucker.
Ever could. And it keeps so it's going to be some right-wing interest. I'm seeing people say Elon Musk should buy InfoWars.
Yeah, sure. Great. Yeah, he should buy it and hire Alex Jones and then he can be sued by the Sandy Hook families for violating the terms of that agreement.
You probably could. They're going to say that Mr. Jones spent years spreading lies that the 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook, we get it, was a hoax, and the families were actors. The family suffered online abuse, personal confrontations, and death threats from people who believed the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and his followers urinated on the graves of their children. Fuck him, fuck you, fuck anybody who defends him.
Relatives of 10 victims, and you know, like, we all know Alex was wrong to do this.
Do we? We do.
I can't. I remember where I was when that story broke. I was in a burger joint in Brooklyn, watching the news, dumbfounded and saddened to see that stuff. I think
the Sandy Hook news story, or the fact that Alex Jones was sued.
Not a fan of this, but you know, he apologized for it.
Yeah, in court. He apologized after he'd fought the lawsuits for a long time, put them off as much as he could, and then in actual court during, he tried to undo all of it by saying, "Look, I apologize right here in front of everybody, God and everybody, and the money around it. I apologize. I've said it a bunch of times this morning, since this afternoon, when my lawyer told me we're basically going to lose." Fuck you.
I do think the reality is they're trying to destroy his business.
So? He was trying to destroy their lives, their families. Like, he was inflicting soul damage on these people. Maybe, just maybe, his business should go away. And also, it's a business. He can fucking sell insurance. Tough shit, motherfucker.
If they wanted to make money.
Oh, thank you, Eunice Palin, for what language is that in? Is that a happy birthday? Because it seemed like it was.
They just garnish his revenue. They take his money. Instead, they're like, nah, auction it off, shut it down.
That's because he owes more than any of it's worth. And keeping him on the air where he can... okay, wait. Why the fuck would you want that asshole to be still on the air for the next group of people that lose their child? And this asshole just goes, "Well, Sandy, I apologize for that, and we got away with it, so we're paying a little bit of that or whatever. But this guy, clearly, his daughter is bullshit. She never existed." We're seeing videos right now on Twitter, that say that this, she was never alive. She was never alive. These are Christ actors. This is just so they can take your guns. Fucking 20 goddamn years of they're faking these mass shootings. It's a giant MK Ultra meets crisis actor show so they can seize your guns, which they have never fucking done. People have buried child after child after child after child. And this motherfucker still, you want him to be able to go on the air for the next one? And what do you think the Sandy Hook parents are going to do? Well, we got our money, so if he goes and, torments some other poor soul who's lost their wife or their child or their father or their mother or their friend. Jesus.
Now here's what's going to happen.
I will give Tim credit for one thing. One thing. He doesn't pretend to be a Christian. Unlike Alex Jones and a bunch of these other assholes, he doesn't fake being a Christian. He's just a Darwinist asshole. And credit where credit is due.
This is the most insane move, in my opinion, because right-wing...
The most insane move. Guy loses a civil suit for $1 billion, has about $300,000 worth of gear and shit in his business, and they're going to auction it off to pay part of it. And this is the most insane thing.
Interests, people who like Alex Jones can simply buy up enough of it and then hire Alex Jones.
Yeah, great idea. Mm-hmm. You're not big on fine print, are you?
What are you going to do?
They will garnish the wages of the people who buy it and employ him in it, because that's part of that's why you're saying that talking point about shutting down his business, because that's part of it as well.
Some 20-year-old guy.
Uh-huh. A boy can dream, can he?
Who's got a net worth of negative.
Wait, someone half your age?
$5,000 credit card debt can file for an LLC, offer up a rev share contract for Alex Jones as an independent contractor, and then film on his phone, make tons of money, and then pay Alex Jones a salary. And then what happens?
Well, again, why wouldn't just Alex Jones just film on his fucking phone? Why would he go into debt? By the way, Deborah goes, what's wrong with Darwin? Nothing's wrong with Darwin. Being a Darwinist is a different thing. It's basically, there is no worth to human life, period. Nothing matters. It's a nihilism.
In the event they go after this new company, that kid with a negative net worth goes, okay, I'll shut the company down, start another one. We don't have any money. There's literally nothing they can do to stop Alex Jones. Sorry.
Well, then they're not making any money anyways. What is he doing? Was he going to live in the fucker's garage? How does this play out? I want to watch this sitcom. Hey, I'm moving into your garage today. We're going to start InfoWars 2, The Reckoning. What's your name again? Cheeto Fingers? Dim Drool, Tim Pool. Okay, you live in the basement, I live in the garage, and your mom what? Is she hot? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked that. I should have just done what I normally do, which is peer through the fucking shutters when she's not looking.
They just can't do it. They say he was sued for defamation in 2018.
No, they don't say it. He was. And he lost. They say, Jesus.
And they were awarded more than $1.4 billion in damages. But the most the families are likely to ever see is a small fraction of that, and they have been divided over how to equitably distribute the money. As the case is headed to court in 2022, Mr. Jones's company declared bankruptcy.
Because he tried to avoid paying them. And failed.
Jones declared personal bankruptcy soon afterwards. Since then, the families have been wrangling in bankruptcy court over assets and revenue that are far less than they originally envisioned.
Okay, let me explain something to both this asshole and whoever's writing the article. The Sandy Hook family members are not in the hole financially, specific to $1.4 billion, whatever they were awarded him. The expectation is not that they're going to end up getting every penny of that unless it exists, right? Up to, basically, it's like life in prison from a business standpoint, right? You might die before then. The state is not responsible for keeping you on putting tubes in you and keeping you alive till you reach the average age of somebody in jail and that, for what you're in, and then pull the plug on it. It doesn't work that way. That's the ceiling, and they get everything up to that. Also, no amount of money will buy their fucking children back. Do you understand? No, there may be costs in exhuming the grave of their child and moving it somewhere else so that some Alex Jones / Tim Pool fan doesn't find it and desecrate it again. But that's not going to cost them $1 billion. It's going to cost them $30,000. You understand? So none of this money is to fill an exact thing. They were not defrauded of $300,000 each. They lost their fucking child, and then they were tormented by this motherfucker. And even if they each got $1 billion for a piece, it's not going to buy their child back. Nor would any of them trade if they said, hey, we can bring your child back to life, or you can have $1 billion for. None of them would go, I'll take the $1 billion for. Why would I want my kid alive again? Shut the fuck up. And look, there's no depth below the beanie, so why would I expect him to even consider how fucking disgusting he is being right now?
Mr. Jones's personal and business assets combined are worth less than $10 million.
Bullshit.
According to independent valuations presented in court.
presented in court, independent valuations by the defense.
His lawyers and other bankruptcy professionals will be paid first, leaving even less for the families. That's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Fuck these people, right, Tim? Leaving less for the families is funny. You know what I mean? Just saying the phrase leaving less for the families is so fucking funny. It's so funny, Tim. Tim, think about how funny that is, man. Laugh to yourself about how fucking funny that is. Jesus Christ. And let me tell you something. He didn't have to talk about this. He didn't have to. You think we're short of news stories these days? You think that if you get up in the morning and you're like, shit, I got to fill 4 hours of live streaming, that you'll come up fucking dry these days? No. But you got to self-select some shit out. Not that, not that. This. And so Tim Pool, in a fucking fire hose of news, a constantly erupting volcano of details and stories, both foreign and domestic, that involve American politics and the kind of stuff his viewers would want to see, he selected specifically to go to the defense of Alex Jones and mock the families that lost children that were shredded in a fucking preschool. God damn it. And look at his dopey fucking face. Like he thinks this is cute. Okay, let me give you just for sake of balance. Imagine if we were talking about the attempt on Trump's life in Butler, PA. And my response was to the death of Corey Comparator and the injury of the other two people that were there, that, luckily the bullets, didn't pass through Trump's body, because they might have slowed down, and instead of dying instantly, Corey Comparator might have suffered some more. Imagine me just floating that idea out, and flippantly, and laughing about it. Now, you're welcome to go back to anything I've said and say, look for any situation, maggots especially. We've got some maggots in here. It's the greatest live stream in the history of the world. We have to have at least a few maggots and trolls assigned to view us at any given time, right? Don't they have to? I feel bad if the Russians weren't at least attaching a couple of them to us to try and push back or dick around or occasionally throw a Trump Vance 2024 shit in the chat. I feel slightly let down, But go back over any of my broadcasts since I started this full-time live stream during COVID, and find a situation where I've called for the violence towards other people, or been flippant when it has occurred. More, by the way, and there's always a sliding scale about this. I would argue that my point about Trump not being hit by a bullet, but by a piece of glass from his teleprompter, and it doesn't fucking matter which it was, but it was more than likely a piece of glass from his fucking teleprompter. But he wants you to believe the bullet went through his ear, because it sounds fucking macho, so he can say God wanted to save me, while he's never recognizing that the flip to that thing, God wanted to save me, means God wanted that firefighter who came to my rally with his family to die in front of them. Fuck you. I'm certain I would have had, loud, uncomfortable arguments with Corey Comparator. But I would rather that than him be dead. I have no interest in that guy being dead. And I certainly have no interest in a religion that would go, well, you know, somebody had to die that day because it's, you know, God has this thing. It's like this balancing wheel that somebody has to die. Every bullet leaves the chamber. It's got to kill at least a few people. It's God's law. It's not my law. And so the fireman had to die so that Trump could live to save America. And I'm going to believe that. It's like fucking goofy. It's terrible. And look at this chimp. It's so fucking, they're going to pay his lawyers? It'd be fucking hilarious.
The Connecticut and Texas sides divided sharply over how to go after free speech systems. Lawyers for the family who sued Mr. Jones in Connecticut, the relatives of 8 victims, favored shutting down the company and liquidating its assets, with the money distributed among the family members. Here's what I hope for. Congratulations, you've done it. I hope within 6 months, Alex Jones' company is operating once again. It's a new company. There's nothing you can do. You can't subject someone to indentured servitude like this. It just doesn't work. You can't do it.
You can if they've been found liable for a massive debt that they refuse to pay, especially when it was done with malice.
Anyway.
Again, like I said, stream on your fucking phone, Alex Jones. Your free speech is not being taken. Making money on a particular, you know, as a broadcaster or something, that's going to be garnished for a while.
Lawyers for the families who sued Mr. Jones in Texas favored a settlement in which he would pay them a percentage of his income over the next decade, most likely netting more money for each relative, which is the legitimate way to go about doing it.
No. That's the way to do it if you don't mind him possibly doing this to other families in the future. Hats off to the people in Connecticut who sued him there. And by the way, the difference was what was possible in the courts too, because in the Texas courts, there are different rules about stuff. You can sue deeper in the Connecticut courts. They knew they could get that. One of the reasons they're like, well, we'll take a piece of his, maybe we'll try and take a piece of his income and his profit. His direct revenue was what you would do in the Texas courts, because that's what's allowed.
As a condition of the latter deal, Mr. Jones would have had to agree never to mention the shooting again.
No, but he could call anybody who lost a child or a partner or a friend or a loved one in a mass shooting, a crisis actor if he wanted to. Just not those people. Just not those kids. Anybody else, fucking fine. Do you see the problem with that? Now, he could still do that for free. I got news for you. Alex Jones tomorrow can go on his phone, his personal phone, and live stream to a non-business streaming service. You can set up a fucking Rumble site or fucking BitChute or any of these, Kick or whatever the fuck, whatever won't kick him off. Shit, VK, I guarantee the Russian Facebook would host this asshole. He can post videos for free and shit talk the Sandy Hook families all he wants. It's gross, but he can do it. But once you start making money off of it, that's when he's got a problem. And that's the part that Tim doesn't seem to understand, or doesn't want to understand, because he sees part of this in his future.
The asset sale is probably the least lucrative option for the family members, though it's...
Hey, asshole. They didn't lose farm equipment or their truck in a collision. They lost their child. This isn't fucking Spackle. The hole left by what he did can never be filled.
Its potential for shutting down InfoWars appealed to some. Juries in the 2 lawsuits awarded individual relatives widely varying amounts. And lawyers from Connecticut...
Based on what they asked for. And the widely varying part was because one asked for a lot and one asked for a little, and they both got everything they asked for and then some.
And Texas sides have been dueling over how to fairly allocate the money. I think it's hilarious the families are fighting over money. That's insane.
You think it's hilarious? And by the way, does it say that they're dueling over it, or they're just trying to figure out how to, equitably put the money out? Because some people, by the way, were affected more than others. Some parents were directly attacked and others were tangentially attacked. And it was effectively a class action lawsuit, but there were definitely 3 or 4 of the parents that were particular targets, and then there were secondary targets that didn't catch as much hell. I'll give you an example. Ruby Free and Shay Moss. They caught a ton of shit from Trump and from Rudy Giuliani, and they won a lot of money in the lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani. But there were other workers in that room that have been tormented and mistreated and threatened and all that kind of shit. But they weren't name dropped on the news on the regular, both on the right and the left and kind of the center, and mentioned on CNN and shit. So those folks would get as much money as Ruby Free and Shay Moss, because Ruby Free and Shay Moss, they have to fucking move. They may even have to change their fucking names. They have to buy security for family members.
The situation is further complicated by the fact that a jury is yet to decide how much in damages Mr. Jones must pay to Lenny Posner and Veronica De La Rosa, whose son Noah Posner died in the shooting.
No part of that you find hilarious, Tim? You're not... You fucking whinge. Noah, I find it hilarious that they haven't figured out how much to pay the parents of the dead boy. You know, there's nothing about that you just immediately find hilarious. God damn it. Ugh.
Should be interesting. I think there are a lot of issues with the case. But I think we're well past going over the merits of the case at this point.
Yeah, you already lost. It's gone through the courts. There are no merits that you can defend him with. He is meritless. Tim and Alex are both disgusting fucking human beings. Alex Jones, I hope you see this clip. I've been on his show once, many, many years ago, when he was just a run-of-the-mill asshole conspiracy theorist, well before he became effectively a stochastic terrorist, because that's what his job is these days. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what InfoWars is. It is a stochastic terrorism network. Its goal is to put fucking bullseyes on innocent people's backs. To lie about everyone. And use this veneer of populism to hide behind it. Alex Jones is a stochastic terrorist. That's what got shut down. Yet another stochastic terrorism network got shut down when InfoWars was officially ordered to be liquidated. That's what he is. That's what he does. And by the way, so is Glenn Beck. Fuck me. All right, so, and by the way, I don't want you guys to get worried that I'm getting riled up on my birthday. I'm very proud to get riled up about the right things. I want you to know that. Because I give a shit, and I'm never going to stop giving a shit in that regard.